The air in the throne cavern tasted of ozone and damp stone. He stood before her, a human in a simple shipsuit, a lone, pale figure against the swirling violet and silver of the Zenobian court. His name was Leo. Hers was the Zenith Queen, a being of luminous chitin and gentle swaying fronds, her mind a soft pressure against his own, showing him not dominance, but a profound, weary gratitude. The war had come to her peaceful, hive-minded species unlooked for. The Scourge, a mechanical devourer of worlds, cared nothing for culture or consciousness. It consumed, it processed, it moved on. The Zenobians were artisans, gardeners of celestial reefs, their strength in unity, not in arms. Their last bastion was this gas-giant moon, and the Scourge fleet was piercing the outer defenses. You offer a barrier. The Queen's voice resonated in his mind, a sound like wind through crystal leaves. A final shield for the core spindle while our young are evacuated. The psychic feedback will be immense. Your species' neural plasticity, your singular mind's resilience. It is our only hope. You may not survive it. Leo had seen the projections. He was a xenobiologist, not a soldier. He had come to study their reef songs, not fight a war. But he had also seen their nurseries, the chambers of pulsing, gentle light where new consciousnesses blossomed. He met the multifaceted gaze of the Queen. How many attacks? 5, came the reply, heavy with sorrow. The Scourge will target the spindle with 5 concentrated beams to sever our planetary nerve. You must withstand the psychic translation of each. The shield will hold, but you must hold more. He simply nodded. They positioned him in a chamber of pure quartz at the base of the core spindle, a conduit of living energy that connected the Queen to her entire world mind. Crystalline tendrils, cool and smooth, attached to his temples. The Queen's presence enveloped him, a protective cocoon of shared memory, the taste of sunlight on a silicon flower, the harmony of 1,000 minds singing in dream, the soft pulse of a newborn's first thought. Then, the first attack struck. It was not sound, not heat. It was a nullification, a scream of absolute silence that tried to erase the song. Leo felt it as a physical blow, a drill of nothingness, boring into the shared psychic space. The Queen's presence shuddered. He focused not on fighting the silence, but on the memories she had given him. He held the image of the silicon flower, its petals unfolding in a star's breeze. He gave it weight, texture, reality against the void. The beam passed. He was on his knees, blood trickling from his nose, the taste of copper sharp in his mouth. The second attack was a scrambling wave, a chaotic dissonance meant to fracture cohesion. It turned the hive song into a cacophony of shattered glass. Leo's own thoughts began to fray, memories of his own life, his small ship, the stars he'd mapped, mixing and breaking. He clenched his fists, grounding himself in the physical sensation of the cool quartz floor. He focused on the harmony, not by listening, but by building it, note by imagined note, rebuilding the song around the core of the Queen's steady, unwavering pulse. The dissonance faded. He was trembling, his vision swimming. The Queen's mind voice was a whisper of pain and awe. You are strong, solitary one. Stronger than we dared hope. The third attack was a psychic corrosion, a slow, insidious unraveling. It carried a payload of despair, the implicit promise of inevitable decay. Why fight? All ends. All is consumed. Leo felt a profound lethargy seep into his bones. The beautiful memories turned gray and brittle. It would be so easy to let go, to stop the painful act of holding. Then, from the Queen, came a new pulse, not a memory, but a live feed. He felt the swift, sure movements of her workers, evacuating the last of the young, the surety of their purpose. He felt the stubborn, unyielding will of a queen protecting her children. He latched onto that will, made it his own anchor. The corrosion met an immovable object. It splintered. He did not know how much time passed. The fourth attack came as a direct assault on identity. It was a mirror that reflected not his self, but a hollow, screaming negation. You are nothing. You are a lonely animal in a vast, uncaring universe. Your sacrifice is meaningless. The assault targeted the very core of his human individuality, the fear that underpinned it. Leo gasped, the breath torn from his lungs. He was unraveling at the seams. In his desperation, he did not cling to himself. Instead, he pushed outward, fully into the Queen's consciousness. He ceased being just Leo, and for a moment became part of the we. The hive mind was not a loss of self, but a vast, interconnected tapestry. His thread was unique, but now part of a greater picture. The mirror shattered, unable to comprehend a self that was also a multitude. He was barely conscious, held upright only by the crystalline tendrils. The Queen's anguish was a tangible wave. The last one, the most potent. Forgive me. The fifth attack was pure, amplified annihilation. It had no subtlety, only force. A hammer of psychic energy meant to shatter the shield and vaporize the spindle. When it hit, Leo did not see, did not hear. He was the shield. He was the quartz chamber straining. He was the hive song screaming in a single, sustained note of defiance. He was the memory of a flower, the harmony of a song, the will of a queen, and the lonely, stubborn heart of a human who had chosen to stand. There was a pressure, and then a tearing, and then nothing, a soft, golden light, a sensation of floating, the scent of nectar and warm stone. Consciousness returned in a slow, viscous trickle. Every part of him felt hollowed out, scoured clean. There was a profound silence in his mind where the echo of the hive's song once lived. He was lying on something soft and resilient. He remembered the throne cavern, the queen, the 5 world-shattering attacks. He had withstood them. He had held, with a groan that seemed to come from light years away. Leo forced his eyes open, his vision blurred, then cleared. He was in a different chamber, smaller, intimate, lined with living moss that glowed with a soft internal light. And standing before him, looking down at him with expressions of profound, unreadable gentleness, were 2 of them, 2 Zenith queens, identical in every respect. The same elegant, chitinous forms, the same luminous fronds, the same multifaceted eyes, holding galaxies of gentle thought. They stood side by side, their presence a soft, dual pressure against his raw senses. His mind, fragile and slow, could not process it. He had fought for the queen, the one queen, the heart of the hive. This was a fundamental truth of Xenobian biology, the single focal point of consciousness for the entire species. Yet here were 2. One of them stepped forward, extending a slender, graceful limb. Her mind voice touched his, so faint it was like a breath. You are awake, solitary one. Our savior. The other moved in perfect unison, a mirror image, her voice identical in tone and texture within his mind. The danger has passed. The scourge fleet is broken. Our world is safe. Our children are safe. Leo tried to speak, his throat parched. A worker, a smaller, simpler creature of chitin and quiet purpose, scurried forward and lifted a cup of water to his lips. He drank, the coolness a shock. How? He croaked, his eyes darting between the 2 majestic beings. There is only one queen. There was, the first queen said. The 5th attack, the second continued, her fronds rippling in a shared memory. Its force was not merely destructive. It was transformative. It carried a recursive psychic cascade. To shield the core spindle completely, to protect the integrity of the world mind, a division was necessary. The singularity could not hold and remain intact. The first queen's mind voice softened further. In the final moment, as you held the shield with all your being, my consciousness reached a critical juncture. To remain one was to risk total dissolution and the loss of all. So I chose to bifurcate, to become two. Leo stared, the enormity of it settling upon him. He had not just protected a queen. He had been the catalyst for her evolution, her reproduction under fire, the ultimate act of hive survival. You did not just withstand the attacks from me, the second queen said. You created the conditions where withstanding them meant becoming more. You guarded one life, and in doing so, enabled it to become two. We are both her, the first said. We are both the one you stood before. We share all memory, all experience, up to the moment of division. The memory of your courage, your sacrifice, is the first memory we both hold independently. They reached for him then, not with their limbs, but with their minds. It was not the overwhelming torrent of the hive song, but a delicate, dual stream of shared experience. He saw the moment from their perspective, the terrifying beauty of a singular consciousness. Faced with annihilation, choosing to split like a cell, not out of fear, but out of a calculated, boundless will to live and protect. He felt their mutual, undivided gratitude, a emotion now echoing between two minds, amplifying it. He had come to study life. He had ended up midwifing a new form of it. Leo slowly pushed himself up, his body aching but whole. He looked at the two queens, these twin monarchs of a saved world. The human had stood, a solitary bastion. The hive had adapted, proving its resilience in the most profound way imaginable. It was not a story of a human conquering aliens, but of a human stubbornness giving an alien race the chance to redefine itself. So, Leo said, a weary but genuine smile touching his lips for the first time since the attacks began. What happens now? The two queens exchanged a glance, a seamless communication that needed no words.